Hello everyone, it's Mark 3 and welcome back to Cosmoteer, flying around blindly, blind as a bat, in the darkness of deep space trying to survive and trying to murder all the things because I want monies. Yes, I don't know how to describe this game exactly, but hey, we take what we can get. Anyway, yes, welcome. Since last time, you may notice my cash balance has gone up slightly, but my ship has not changed at all, and there's a reason for that. I have just swept through this local system, and I have knocked over all professional and amateur rank sites in it because I wanted to gather a bit more money, because in this particular video, I'm wanting to refit with some more supporting systems. Thank you. Also save. Nicely timed. So yeah, I have built up nearly 550,000 interstellar credits. Oh, intergalactic credits. Okay, sure, intergalactic credits. And I'm going to use those now to increase the nastiness of this craft, because amateur level opponents, this thing just walks right over them. And professional level opponents, some of them can give it a little bit of trouble, but mostly they can't. However, in my own messing around in this game, I have seen the higher level opponents, and this guy doesn't even compare. So yeah, it is time to get started trying to do something towards that end goal of murdering anything that moves in this galaxy that is not my own ship, because everyone knows that is the most important thing to do, apparently. Right, let's see. Now, oh, that's my build limit, isn't it? Right. Most ships in this game, it's a case of they build really wide, lots and lots of weaponry that way. I want to see what I can do with a long ship. I'm going to keep this as my prow for the time being, but I am actually going to scrap my engine section at the back and rework it. Oh, I hit S because I was trying to move the screen. Pardon me. Right. So I'm going to rework it, make this a vessel of length rather than sheer width at this point. Because I'm happy with my power. It's pretty nicely shielded, and it's quite well armored. It's got lots of point defensive guns. It's got lots of electro bolts and things like that. So it's definitely working. I am going to actually, I want to adjust this slightly. Let's move the electro bolts forward slightly, and then add the lasers in up one there, because I think that'll give my lasers a slightly better forward firing arc. And then, of course, I'll just add fire extinguishers back in where they were, like that, and delete these electro bolts on the sides. So there we go. That should hopefully give me slightly better forward firing arc, because the specialty of this design really is that most of its side weapons can engage when the opponents are in front of it. So kind of a nice thing to have. And then let's add... what if I put a shield? Yeah, the shield there will cover those side weapons quite nicely. So let's put a shield in there and there. Very good. And adjust the doors, because I don't like how the doors get placed, quite honestly. So there we go. That taps straight into a reactor core, those shields, so they should be easy to keep supplied. And they cover this area a bit. Not 100% ideal, that. Gotta be honest. I could probably fit a shield in there if I wanted to. But I'm not too concerned about this particular section, because it's got some armoring and it's not very likely to get attacked that much. He says very, very hopefully with a sly little smile and completely deluded sparkles in his eyes, because that is, of course, how this game goes. And we all know that is not the case. Anyway, I'm going to rebuild my thruster assembly back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot, actually. So yeah, massive thruster assembly going into place. Let's make it like that, actually. Because we need some turning thruster, we need some reverse thrusters, of course, so add some of those too. And then all of this is going to be rigged to operate from this local power core, as well as some localized battery backups as well, like that. So that should keep things going nice and simple, like. And then, of course, conveyor connectors, because I want people to be able to move around between the power core and the power stores really, really quickly. So again, this is efficiency and stuff like that. So I'm splurging on the walking systems. Let's remove some of these doors along the halls because I don't want them there. And okay, that axis straight into there, straight into there, straight in there. So people can use the walkways to get around quickly, or they can duck down into there. That's good. And those are connected directly to that reasonably quickly. So okay, that's good. My reverse thrusters will have some power at least. Not very much, but they will have some. Should probably amp that up a little bit. I guess another bank there won't hurt. And since I'm not doing anything fancy, let's just do plain old corridor links between those two spots. And 2 small bunk rooms in place. No, I want it the other way round, darn it. Yeah, like this. So that we've got a couple of crew members really nearby, ready to go at a moment's notice. There we go. That looks okay. A very nice big chunk of reactor and power systems back there. So that should keep me moving quite nicely, I suspect. Though actually, perhaps, yeah, let's replace these two with reactors, and that will be a storage room instead. And of course, give it the door there so people can make full use of that central walkway there. And yeah, that's going to be slightly better power rating as well. Looking good. I've spent 1/5 of my budget doing that. Let's add in some PD guns, like back here. I guess like that. Should I add a shield to it? Not really got any good spots to put the shields on right now, so leave that be for the moment. I will, however, add some armoring to these sections. Wait, wasn't there a mirror mode or something? I just had that thought. I might have seen it somewhere. Was there a mirror mode? Yes, okay, that'll make it easier. Okay, fine. Don't mind me, I'm just being a dummy. Well, but there's the fact I didn't really know about that, but that should help a little bit. Connect it there. Door straight off it. Yes. That's connected. Add some fire extinguishers for the local area. There we go. And remove those side doors. Right, there we go. So I've got some rear point defense weaponry to stave off missiles, though my rear section is a massive weak point. That is inevitable at this point. Anyway, weapon systems. Got to add weapons, got to add FTLs as well. Tell you what, let's put the FTLs in there, actually. 2 FTL cores down there. And then the weapons. Yes, the weapons. The lovely, lovely weapons. I want missiles. And I can safely put them around here-ish, I think. Yeah, they will safely fit right there without any problems for the launchers. Now, of course, the problem with missiles is that they can only load sideways. So, I need ammo factories. Let's install those there. Put one there, I guess. Yeah, one there. So this is a massive firecracker kind of arrangement, I guess, because the ammo factories are very, very vulnerable in this particular way of loading them. But actually, I've done that wrong anyway. No, don't mind me. Professional at work here, very much so. Missiles, missiles, missiles. Add some missiles. Yeah, let's put these missile launchers back in because I want them to be like that. Seeing as a single launcher can happily eat up the ammo supply of a single factory. That's what I've discovered while poking around in this game a bit. So yeah, I have looked at some basics of how missile launchers work. Actually, no, let's put it like that. Yeah. So I know I have some idea about how these things work, and so I can do it this way to just try and make sure that I've got it all good to go, kind of. But the thing is, they'll also eat up massive amounts of crew, so I need to spend a lot of money just hiring peoples at this point. More peoples and sheeples for my ship. And I need to work out where I want to put everything as well. Because there is always the question of getting missiles to and from the points, as well as getting people to and from the points too. So let's remove those for a sec. Let's add in some centralized walking ways, like that. And then let's see how this goes, actually. Let's add a lot of connections, he says as he accidentally deletes something. Don't mind me. I know what I'm doing, quote unquote. Okay, so this is taking up a whole load of internal space. It's not actually giving me much people space. That's my main issue. So what I want is people to be able to relocate to these factories really easily. I think that's probably what I'm going to focus on for now. So let's go ahead and clear the ways a bit. And just flat out direct access routes regarding the conveyors. Like that. So go, that's tuned up to let people very, very quickly get to the missile factories and start to load them. Like, snap your fingers, someone's already moving over there as soon as the missile launchers fire, and they can hopefully get things reloaded. The thing is, though, that I'm not sure how well these things will... They'll call from the nearest things, I think, but then they might start cross-contaminating because I've got so many of them. So I want to add more crew space to this as well. I need more people flat out anyway, so that's a given. So let's do that. Lots of bunks, lots and lots of bunks, lots of peoples. Gonna need them all, sadly. But there we go. Just need to get the lines severed for the rooms so that I can decide how I want to do the rooms. There we go. Because I'm going to use the rooms as a backup routing kind of thing. No, don't want that one there. So when they're not, they won't try to run back along the conveyor if they're trying to go somewhere else. Instead, they will actually be able to run straight through the rooms as an alternative method to get back to the central trunk line in the middle of the ship. So that's the idea with that. And then, of course, there is the whole fact that you've got to have people coming out of these rooms too. So got to have those. Yeah, that's looking good. Again, route back to the middle of the ship. That's all connected up. Okay, right. Let's add some fire extinguishers. Actually, some more there. How am I doing for people? 136 people. Not too shabby. I'm short on power though, so I do need some localized reactors. Actually, yeah, a couple of local reactors to feed into the power supply. because I've got to keep these factories operational too. That one will actually act as a supply. Those will act as supplies for these ones. These will act as supplies for those. A couple of centralized reactors there won't hurt at all. So let's put some of there in the center of the ship and add in some more bays, of course, like that. So we've got some more alternate routing around there, and I'm okay with some of that. Just take out those two doors. And yeah, there we go. Actually, let's take out those two doors as well. Right, there we go. So we've got some power cores in the middle of the ship too, to act that way. 517 out of 548, and that's with an extra 100 crew hired, so wow. I need to start adding some additional systems and armoring to this thing. The sides are not meant to be really heavy in terms of armoring, so let's do it like that. And I can come back and change this later, of course, and I probably will, as I start to expand it and add some more side-based weaponry and stuff like that. But for now, this is going to be more or less okay. Just got to make sure that things don't try and target my vulnerable side factories and things like that. So that's that. Massive, massive upgrade. And I've spent like 15 minutes on tuning this thing for missiles already. Yeah, a little bit of armor there, but there's no shielding. So might want to add something around here for defensive purposes too. But that remains to be seen how effective this may or may not be. Either way, though, I've got massive initial burst on the missiles, so there is that. Not quite happy with the crew, but I've got plenty of crew for the cores I've got going, so let's make that. Right, here we go. And let's make sure it actually starts up properly. Okay, it's that's getting tapped out quite heavily. Those two reactors are online, everything's online. And I've got a lot of crew idling, except for a couple of people who are just running back and forth where they're being called to, so yes. Decent forward momentum, it looks like, for a ship this size. Well, it weighs nearly 800 tons. Turns pretty well. That's not too bad. And its braking thrust is also not too shabby as well, I think, but we're going to have to wait and see how well that does. Right, anyway, we've got the thing now. It's time to get onto the meat of it. Let's throw it into some fighting. We've got a veteran system right here. Let us jump. And of course, having those two extra FTL systems down there should mean I've got really high efficiency on it. Yeah. Oops. Undo. There! Redo! Whoops. Oh, they make such a racket when you... And I accidentally cancelled. These FTL drives make such a racket, especially when you've got a lot of them. Okay, that's all ready. In we go. Me and professional captain. Very much so. Actually, I can't believe I've still got this stuff up at the top here. It's still called the Model 1, somehow. Let's see, right. That's okay, I've got all this stuff around. Right, let's find us our first victim. I mean, test subject, yes. Because I want to see how well these missiles do. I know these missiles won't crash into my own stuff, but I don't know how well this is going to go. What have I got? I have got a Salem, which is massive beams, some point defense, some spare stuff, very heavily armored front, it looks like, for the most part. Okay, this shouldn't be too bad. I've got plenty of... yeah, here come lots of missiles. People are already running to the missile factories to grab spare missiles and throw them in. Yep, PDs are trying to do things, not doing a very good job of it. Missiles are closing, closing. Ooh, ow. Right, my initial volley is actually very dangerous. Now, what I'm watching for is if people are running back and forth across the ship trying to resupply my missiles. It looks like they aren't because the missile factories are keeping things going, and yeah, right now it's firing missiles pretty quickly. That's good. The initial volley did a lot to cripple the Silent though, very fast. And then the rest of my basic weapons have just taken care of that. And I'm just continuing to pelt it with missiles. Oh jeez. Yep, I think those missiles were a worthy addition to my ship. Very much so. And that was an 87,000 bounty. No damage taken. Very nice. And it's also resupplying really well too, except that place has been drained. That power store. I want to keep an eye on that and see where it's taking it to, actually. Let's go after this one next. Okay, it's struggling. It's because it's drawing on those for some of the engines, I think. And then it's also supplying some of the production facilities too. So yeah, I think that's what's going on. Double ion figure. Okay, I've not seen one of these before. 54,000 twin ion beams. Let's tell my guys to... Actually, let's focus down that one, then that one, then that one, then that one. So that's where my weapons are going to point. I think I might be a bit short on braking twist, actually. Yeah, he just scrapes me briefly with his ion beams, but now my shields are taking the full force of it. His laser support guns are gone, and now my weapons are focusing on his... my shields are almost worn through. I'm taking some armor damage, I think. Well, almost. Oh, and it's dead. And still getting pummeled by a lot of missiles. Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice arrangement, that, I think. Wow. I should have been watching that thing. But yeah. I'm happy with this. It's I've got enough crew. Very minor damage from a double ion. Let's go ahead and hit the next guy. What have we got? We've got a crucible, which is... Let's see, I've not really looked at these designs too much. Massive cannon. Oh, let's kill that electro bolt for a start. Because as soon as that thing would strip my shields out... It's got its own missiles, though. I didn't... While I was refitting this, I didn't upgrade its anti-missile capability. I did, however, leave it with the capacity to have extra systems mounted in the sides. That's why these factories here are actually turned sideways. Let's do something about that now. Let's go ahead and install that. Let's get a corridor through here. And then we will mount in PD guns, like so. So that'll give me massive point defense at the sides to stop incoming missile attacks. Because as fun as it is for me to use missiles against my enemies, I don't want my enemies to be able to freely use them against me. I am hypocritical like that. Maybe so. Okay, right. Though sadly, because I'm just going to battle, that is unpowered, of course. So I've got to see how my existing ones work. Oh, that's the point. I don't actually have any forward... Oh! It's already dead, apparently. Yeah, I don't actually have any forward point defense coverage. It's all to the sides, so the initial volleys will get through sometimes. Shame that, but... Yeah, moving really quickly, coming straight back through the crew quarters as I thought it would. Those are locally charged and ready. Okay, let's take on this last guy over here and see how that turns out. But all in all, I'm quite happy with this thing. Ooh, Skywing, what are you? Another design I've not seen before. Oh, incoming enemy missiles. Single missile launcher. focus the electro bolts down, then hit that reactor. Then he's got a couple of lasers. Okay, his main shtick seems to just be the missiles. But my missiles are a lot heavier. And I also have now all that extra PD defense. Yeah, his missiles just didn't stand a chance. Oh, this is going to be painful. Oh dear. My initial missile volley, about 2/3 of it hit, and that vaporized a sizable portion of his ship. So, yeah. Nasty, nasty stuff. And he's dead. I am feeling very powerful right now. Because, again, I didn't take any damage. Okay, let's hit the next sector. That's these guys. 4 veterans. It does take longer for me to charge up my FTL drive, though. I must point that out. Off we go. Get fully armed and ready. Ooh, hello, you're another new one. A rocket. So very fast, very agile, broadside style ship, I think. But very light on the weaponry. Very thick armour, I think. There's a fair bit of armour involved there, but yeah. No real match for all this stuff. 0 damage to me. I am quite happy with this. Actually, something I've not tried out. Let's have a look. It is sensor module. Actually, should I just mount 2 and say heck with it and mount 2 of these? Yeah, let's mount 2 of those. And then let's add some extra crew quarters around there. And some extra fire extinguishers just in case they're needed. So there we go, that's fine. So, I now have sensor modules, so we're going to see what those do for me. Okay, they get powered, they get manned by 4 people, and... oh, I can suddenly see a lot further. Nice. I thought that might be what they did, but yeah. Model 1 is actually proving itself quite nicely. I need to rename this thing, actually. A tadpole. What? Oh, many, many, many light cannons. I suspect that the forward core there is kind of the vulnerable. Well, vulnerable is definitely the dangerous part of it. I've not faced this many cannons, really. My shields are getting knocked out pretty quick. My missiles blew the end of the ship off. Right. My forward power banks are keeping my shields up enough to stop the enemy attacks from really getting through too much. That's also good. And yeah, I think the tadpole is a little bit dead. That said, though, I'm struggling to... whoa! There seems to be some supply issues going on. Okay. Yeah, there were some supply issues. My sensors were struggling to keep powered up, so let's swap those out to corridors like that, so they have more ready access to the power. And we'll try that. Now that said, when it's in the middle of a fight, it doesn't actually matter if I have the sensors because I'll be too close anyway. So yeah, I can see there might be an issue there, but there doesn't seem to be much of one. Calamity. Oh my, Calamity looks somewhat dangerous. Also, it's very nicely styled. Props to that one. That said, though, I see a slight design flaw. As soon as its sensor gets called out, it'll chain react and blow the entire ship apart, basically. Okay, so let's target those 2 electro bolts first. Because if those electro bolts were allowed to knock my shields out, then it'll be a bit of an issue. Oh. Okay. Sure. And that's another rocket, that's easy. But that Calamity just died in my initial volley. This is just getting silly. This is. Oh, there's a veteran one here. No wait, Dory. I've been attacking veterans the entire time. I have just been hunting the veterans the entire time, and it's like, yay! I am actually killing all the things. Though, like I said, my rear section is whoa. You're a new one, saucer. Lots of weaponry. Cool. Designed to spin around easily, so that means I'll have to wear through all the sides, won't I? Cannons and lasers and point defenses up the wazoo. No electro bolts, no missiles, no heavy weapons except for the heavy cannons, so... Also, very sparse shielding, so it's relying mostly on its cannons to resist and do damage. Hopefully my shields will be able to hold up quite well, long enough to deal with this, but I'm not well fitted to do more damage outputs, to be honest. Yeah, cannons have already knocked through some of my stuff rather badly. But I'm doing about as much damage to them as they are. So. Yeah, that thing has actually been the first one to do any real damage. Yeah, my core cannons have gone. My core beams have been torn out. Some minor damage for the most part. But the fact I added reinforcing layers of armour behind my beam lasers has definitely saved me from a much worse damage there. The shots that got through actually hit these sections that were not armoured up in that manner. They went along these corridors here. You can see from how they've been damaged and how that's been damaged up that way. So that rear plating of armour definitely helps a great deal to limit the damage. But even so, I still took 35,000 credits worth of damage. And it's like, yeah, it's just spread all the way up there. Heavy cannons are no joke. I need to have some of those things. Unfortunately, I don't think this code design is really built for it. That could be my next expansion, actually, because this expansion has been... well, the previous expansion was focused on pure efficiency. Then this one has been, like... yeah, this video I've built it up with lots of missile systems and things like that. Ooh, gunboats. Not familiar with you. Ooh, lots of big cannons, oh dear. At least I've got enough shielding to resist heavy cannons. And yeah, he's dead. I'm just picking on the weak at this point. But the thing is, as part of my messing around, I've gone into the hardest sectors possible, and I know the monstrosities that might await me in there, so compared to those, this thing is absolutely nothing. And they annihilated the ships I sent into them so fast because they were just little scouts, basically, and it was like, I was just messing around with different systems and things, and they all got killed. Ooh, incoming missiles. Nope, my missiles are slightly better than yours. Bonk. I'm actually starting to like this ship quite a lot. Does have some power supply issues in the engine area, though. Reckless Warrior. Electro bolts and a heavy cannon. Okay. So yeah, I get the feeling I'm slightly overgunned for this area now. Except for the fact that the saucer actually managed to do a lot of damage to me. And that guy actually did a little bit of damage as well. Oh, quite minor. I think my ship's more of a glass cannon than anything else. It's got some outer layers of armour, but once you get through into its squishy core, it's like quite vulnerable. It's not going to chain react for the most part though, because explosive stuff is mostly spread out. So that's one of the benefits to this design, I guess. But you're an elite area. I've not really wandered into any of you guys. 3x elites. Actually, as the final thing I'm going to do in this particular video, I'm just past 35 minutes. I'm going to jump into this elite area and take a look at them and see what they're like in comparison to my current ship. Yeah. Ding. Okay. Let my ships recharge, and I am actually going to quickly save. So let's get the... There's the YouTube save. Save it. I'm going to save this because I don't want to restart it, and if something goes horribly wrong, I want to be able to get back to that and get back to where I am right now. Though, of course, I'd probably rebuild if I get hammered too badly. What are you? You are actually not that bad, I think. He says as his final words before he dies in a massive ball of fire. You've got plenty of arming around the back, lots of heavy cannons up the front. Now that said, I'm not really expecting too much of a... Yeah. Half of his ship probably vaporised. So, yeah, Saros I can handle relatively well. I took a hit somewhere. Not entirely sure where. I think it's the part of my armour or something. Oh, yeah, some of my armour took a hit. So yeah, he wasn't too bad. I think I can comfortably engage some of the elite class opponents with this thing. It's not too bad at all. Plus it fires lots of explosives, so, you know, there is that. Whoa, what the heck are you? Firestarter? That might be an issue. Oh, it looks all burnt and crispy. Oh, wow. No, that said, it's got a massive reactor core right in the middle there. Very thick shielding, lots of cannons. This could put a massive dent in me, actually, so let's try and power through and just get at its power core. Those cannons are a huge problem, actually, because they'll be able to hammer down my forward shielding, and then my armour isn't so great. Yeah, look at that. My left side is actually getting a bit gutted. I've already lost some shielding. Oh, there goes one of my beams. Sector's on fire. Missiles are pummeling it. I'm only just breaking through its forward defences. Those cannons are actually pretty tough. Yeah, cannon bolts are just... There goes my other beam emitter. That's actually pretty bad. But the beams almost dug through to his power core. So the question is, what's going to win? Without the beams, I don't have much direct firepower left at this point. But he still has all of his forward cannons pointing at me, so... Oh, my forward armour's actually buckled. Oh, jeez. Right. Oh, there goes my forward reactor. Time to bail, actually. Yeah, okay, this guy I can't take properly. Don't sit there, go! Go! Run, you fool! Oops, there goes some missiles. Oh dear. Oh no, my flight control's gone. I managed to disengage though. He's trying to pursue me. But... okay, I can fix this. Fixed. Move. Control room. I need a backup control room actually if I can fit one. But the only reason I'm really going to be able to do this is because... Oh, he's fixed up as well. Yeah, he got himself fixed up. No, wait, that's his front side over there. Never mind, he didn't. But yeah, the only reason I can beat him is because I disengaged long enough to actually prepare myself. If I was not able to do that, this guy would have actually probably killed me, unless I FTL'd out. So yeah, there were definitely beefy enemies even in the elite sections of this game. Wow. But yeah, he's kind of dead now. I've blown off all his guns. Yeah, there he goes. 186,000. And that's how much I spent actually repairing myself when I retreated mid-fight. So, net 0 with that guy. But yeah. Anyway, this has been about 40 minutes now, so I'm going to call it there. This has been I am Mark 3. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And please feel free to let me know what you think of this refit and how it's shaping up. I like its sheer missile potential, and it's definitely durable, but it's got a ways to go. Let's put it that way. It's still got a long ways to go. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.